Welcome everyone to another episode of Life in Multiverse. So, today we are going to discuss chapter 3 of the book Life in Multiverse by Bapuji Dashat Bhai Patel. And the topic is going to be very interesting: speed of light, time dilation, and soul consciousness. I am Mona and I have Chetnaji with me.
Param Shanti. So we are delighted to have everyone with us as we continue to our fascinating journey through the teachings of the Bapuji Dashrath Bhai Patel.
Hmm. So, today's episode explores one of the most intriguing subjects imaginable: the
Mhm.
nature of time, the speed of light,
Yes.
multidimensional existence, and how consciousness may be key to understanding realities beyond our physical world.
Yeah. Actually, for centuries, humanity has viewed time as a straight line, like
Mhm,
clock, or
mhm,
past, present, future. But
mhm.
what if the time isn't fixed at all? What if the time flows differently in the different dimensions of the existence?
Yeah. So, according to Bapuji Dashat Bhai Patel's teachings, this is exactly the case. Chetnaji, time is not a universal, constant,
Yeah,
experienced equally everywhere.
right.
So amazing. Yeah. Instead, it is a fluid phenomenon that changes depending on the realm, dimension, and level of consciousness.
Consciousness. Certainly. So Bapuji explains that the multiverse consists of many levels of existence, often described as a G1 through G45. So, like each room operates accordingly to its own laws of time, space,
Mm.
energy, and consciousness.
Wow. What is fascinating is that modern physics is beginning to point in a similar direction.
Mhm.
Einstein's theory of relativity, demonstrated that time can slow down or speed up depending on velocity and gravity. So,
Yes. So, this scientific concept is known as the time dilation.
yes, yes. So, in ancient Sanatan scriptures contain remarkable examples that seems to describe this phenomena long before modern science existed.
Yeah. So, one famous example is the story of the king uh, Kakudmi
Uh-huh.
and his daughter Revati. So, we just remember generally Revati.
Yeah.
They traveled to the higher dimensions, which is Lord Brahma Lok, we call it, and
Mm-hmm.
seeking the guidance from the Lord Brahma. And
Mm.
their visit seemed brief, but when they returned to the earth, when they came back to the earth, so 27 Chatur Yugas had already passed.
Wow. Wow.
So,
So you can imagine how time is going so slow up there. Yeah.
yeah. So
So
here Chatur Yuga is, we are talking about Golden Age, Silver Age, uh,
the
Iron
cycle
Age,
of 4 ages.
four ages,
Yeah,
yes.
the cycle of 4 ages. So, Chetnaji, what appears to be mythology may actually describe the reality of multidimensional time. A
Right,
short stay in a higher dimension or realm can correspond to thousands or even millions of years in another dimension.
right. So this idea challenges our everyday understanding of the reality because it suggests that the existence is far more complex than what we experience through our physical senses.
Yes, yes. And Bapuji further explains that many traditional calculations regarding cosmic cycles are based on a material perspective. So,
Mm.
human beings attempt to calculate divine processes using earthly measurements. So, that's
Yeah,
where the confusion is. Yeah.
right. So, yet
Mm.
the supreme authority is not limited by human calculations, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
transformation can occur much faster than our material understanding predicts.
Yeah. And this brings us to another fascinating question. Why does modern science still struggle to explain consciousness,
Mhm.
dark matter, dark energy, or the deeper mysteries of the existence?
Right. So,
Mhm.
according to Bapuji, the answer is simple.
Mhm.
Physical instrument can only measure the physical world.
Oh, yeah. So science has developed like extraordinary technologies,
Yes.
telescopes, particle accelerators, satellites, and quantum sensors. Yeah.
Right. So, but all of these tools are like designed to examine the matter, like
Mhm.
physical matter.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
cannot directly observe the infinite dimensions of consciousness.
Wow. Yeah. So Bapuji refers to the physical universe as the head, the
Had,
infinite, the finitarium, the had, we can say,
yeah,
the restrictive, limited, we
restrictive,
can say.
limited,
Yeah.
this physical world.
Yes,
And
yes.
beyond it exists the behad, which is
Yeah.
called the infinite creation, and that cannot be fully measured through the
Yes.
physical instrument.
Yeah. So this idea reminds us of a famous statement attributed to Nikola Tesla. The day science begins to study non physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. So that
Right.
is
Whether
wonderful.
discussing Tesla, Einstein, or other visionary thinkers, many
Yes.
of history's greatest discoveries emerged not only through the calculations but through the intuitions, imagination, and sudden insight.
Yeah. So Einstein himself often relied on thought experiments rather than
Yeah,
lab experiments.
right. And this suggests that the human mind may function as more than a biological computer.
Yes, yes,
It
yeah.
may act as a receiver capable of accessing higher levels of the knowledge.
Wow. It may act as a receiver
Yes,
capable of accessing higher levels of knowledge.
consciousness.
Yeah, and
Right, we have an
consciousness.
example, right? If you say,
Yes,
if we talk about Bapuji,
yes.
when if we listen 150,000 meditative hours he has
Hours.
spent.
Yes,
So
yes.
he's telling that Nandbhaiji is asking that how did you see? What do you see? So he was because he with the consciousness he's on top, so he can
Hmm.
see these all which we can't
Yes,
see with the
yes,
physical eyes.
yes. He's able to access all the dimensions and level of consciousness at each
Yes,
dimension. So,
yes,
and this is where spirituality and science begin to meet when we talk about, how Einstein and other scientists are also believing in that. So,
yeah. So Bapuji teaches that the consciousness itself is the bridge between these two worlds.
yes, yeah. While science explores the external universe, spirituality explores the internal universe.
Yeah, and one investigates matter.
Yeah, and the other investigates awareness.
And
Yes.
together they may eventually reveal more complete picture of the reality.
Yes, yes. According to Bapuji, humanity is currently experiencing a great shift in consciousness.
Yeah. And as a scientific research increasingly explores concepts like a multiverse, parallel realities, quantum interconnectedness, and
Mhm.
conscious studies, it is gradually approaching truth that spiritual traditions have presented for thousands of years.
Mm. Yeah, as Bapuji's guidance also teaches that souls are not merely the products of this earth.
Yes, instead, souls are eternal
Mhm.
travelers,
Ah.
time travelers,
Mhm.
beings
Mm.
with the origin beyond this physical world.
Yes, yeah. So many spiritual traditions describe humanity as having forgotten its original divine nature.
That's true. So, through karma and repeated cycle of birth and death, souls become attached to the material world and lose awareness of their higher identity.
Wow. So, the main purpose of spiritual knowledge, therefore, is not simply to satisfy curiosity about the cosmos, but
It's a purpose. Its a purpose is transformation.
yes, yeah. So, how can a modern seeker begin this journey?
So, Bapuji emphasizes several practical steps.
Mm-hmm. Papuji says the first is soul consciousness, learning to experience ourselves as eternal souls rather than
Right.
merely just physical bodies.
Right. And the second step is meditation, not simply relaxation and just chilling out,
Mm-hmm.
but the meditation focused on the self realization and connection with Supreme Source. So, not the generic meditation for, stress management and those, but it is connecting to yourself, self realization, and connecting to Supreme Source.
Yeah, yeah. So first is soul consciousness, second is meditation, and the third is silence.
Mhm.
Mm.
So, in a world filled with the constant noise and distractions,
Mm.
silence allow us to hear, go in deeper wisdom,
Mm.
hear a deeper wisdom and
Mm.
already presented within us.
Yeah. And the fourth is the purity of thought and intention. That is very important. Practical point.
Exactly.
Yes.
And just as a scientific instrument requires the precise calibration,
Mm.
consciousness must also be refined to the perceive higher realities.
Mm. And finally, the self inquiry. Yeah.
Self inquiry like questions such as who am I,
Yes.
why I am here, why I am not in Andromeda galaxy, why I am in Milky Way.
Milky Way. Why
And
I'm on this planet. Earth.
exactly. What is
Yeah.
the purpose of existence?
Yes, yes, yeah. So these timeless questions have guided spiritual seekers throughout the history. We all know that, yeah. Mm.
Certainly. So as
Mm.
our awareness expands, we begin to realize that the science and spirituality are not opposing forces.
Mm. So Chetnaji, they are complementary paths, leading toward the same destination, the discovery of truth.
True. And perhaps the greatest breakthrough awaiting humanity is not a new technology or a new planet.
Yeah. Or perhaps it's the rediscovery of our own divine nature.
And perhaps understanding the multiverse begin with understanding ourselves.
Yeah, beautifully said, Chetnaji. Yes. Uh, Understanding the multiverse begins the understanding ourselves. That's
Ourselves.
what we, yeah, need. Yes, yes.
So this
Um,
concludes. So thank you for joining this incredible exploration of time, consciousness, and the infinite realities beyond this physical world.
yeah. So, in our next episode, we will continue our journey through the extraordinary teachings of Life in Multiverse book and
Mhm.
uncover even deeper mysteries of existence. Thank you so
Wow.
much. Yeah.
Thank you. Param Shanti.
And see you next time. If you have any question, please feel free to email us and we will get back to you. Have a
Yes.
wonderful day. See you tomorrow
Wonderful.
with chapter 4, Supreme Peace.
Param
Param Shanti.
Shanti. Supreme peace.